Do fellas, what it do? All it takes is for you to reject her. That, oh, you don't like me. I thought my ass was bad enough for you to be loving me. Yes, it happens because, we're gonna have to talk about it. She feels so strongly about herself. She looks so highly at herself, and no man is gonna bring her value down. So that's just the truth of it for a lot of women out here. Unfortunately, rejection, they can't handle it. And then one last thing I'll say before we really get to the talking, y'all gotta consider they're never used to it. They don't wanna obviously get used to it. So it's kind of like rejection, ew, what's that? Yeah. Okay, fellas, but let me tell you this. Let's talk about consultations. Book your consultations. We are not only gonna talk about what she was doing, we can actually talk about the rejection and how much it improved you, improved her, your results, and also got you, to be where you wanna be. So it's kind of like consultations could be what you want it to be. Let's talk, chop it up, and yeah, comment down below last thing, types of videos you would like to see, and also be on the lookout for more videos with consultations. All right, let's get to talking. Okay, when you reject her, she starts chasing. She starts chasing seriously because of the fact that she needs the validation. So let me slow down a bit. Give this video a big thumbs up, but let me slow down a bit. What happens a lot of times with this rejection, starting from she's not used to it. Starting from, if you tell her no, oh my gosh, that's the worst thing ever, or she never heard no in her life. Starting from there, you have already so many women already feeling like rejection is never gonna be something she comes across. So when the challenge comes about, and this is why you guys have to 100% all the time doing rejection, no contact, ignoring, I'm gonna say it, I'm not a fan of blocking, but obviously I talk about like if it's harassment or, she's really tripping, just, you gotta remove her. We'll say remove, not block. So now with all those, if you do it right, she's only, yes, most times, and then we'll talk about relationships and a little bit of the positive stuff in a second, right? But she's only most times just seeking validation. Once again, you can actually reject a woman and you probably had amazing results this whole time with her, or you just assumed, okay, you know what? Rejecting her, it's nothing. But what happens is kind of like you tell her no, you start doing things that's out of the ordinary, and this can kind of move into if you're in a relationship, everything is turning, tables are turning. Why are you rejecting me? Why are you not allowing me to get my way? And then obviously I'm not even gonna talk about this, but y'all know it's gonna be, if it's not my way, it's the highway, and if it's not you, it's gonna be somebody else. So let's just talk about the positive, as I said I would do. And fellas, if you do not know, I do have a Patreon, okay? The link is down below as well, gotta let you know. But the positives, if you're in a relationship, the rejection, she actually kind of just maybe wants it because you don't show her enough love. So sometimes it's kind of like a woman wants more compliments. She wants more validation in a form of affection. She wants to feel love. She wants to feel like, okay, you know what, this man, isn't done with me. That's what it is. But you see, the sad part, and this, I'll get into the more positive, but the sad part is that she still then is seeking validation. Now, you just have to look at it this way. Although women always seek validation, are they seeking it for the right reasons, starting there, right? Or are they gonna go and seek it from everybody type of thing? So it falls into the right reasons, but sometimes when you're in a relationship, it could be like, okay, she's not gonna go to everybody. She's trying to find it from you, but it's not really for the right reasons. So the truth of the matter for that woman is that, maybe she's not really that happy with you, or overall you guys are not at a happy place. So, she's kind of stuck with you, or she stays with you. But now the validation she's always seeking is, I need these compliments. So maybe now she starts chasing you in the form of, oh, okay, well, you don't care about me. You don't do much. Now, this is chasing because this is effort. So we can talk now about what types of forms of chasing women do, okay? If she's chasing you in a way of being needy, nagging, and sometimes you could tell by her emotions if her energy is going up, her level of, anger and temper is moving sideways. Listen, if this is all going on, it's a sign, okay? And it's actually not a red flag. Wow, shocker. But it's a sign, absolutely. Get away for sure. But absolutely, oh, you know what? Hey, I'm not gonna deal with this again. Or, you know what? It's a sign, she's just needing things to just run a certain way. So let me just say this, fellas. You'll have a lot of women want to be getting this validation, but basically in this chasing format, you're having her needing fulfillment once again. But it's happening because she's basically, let's say it like this, she's basically going based on your mood. So if you guys argue on a positive note, she wants you to make up with her. She wants to feel like you're loving her, or you're wanting her. So, you know, sometimes women scream with their actions instead, and for her sake, she has to start maybe dressing nice, looking better around you, right? And y'all gotta pay attention to the negative and the positive of every action that she's doing. Sometimes you can't think it's the worst thing, because if you're not giving her attention, and this is now obviously if you're like in a relationship, you're really dealing with her and she expects it. If you're not giving her attention and she's supposed to get that, then either she has to figure out why she's not getting it, and it might be a legit reason, or you do actually have to fulfill that. But it's really down to, okay, that time the rejection happened, but the chasing happened for a good reason, due to the fact that she does actually might somewhat be interested in still being with you, growing, actually solving the problem or whatever it is that is going on between you and her. Okay, so let me just break this down for the chasing real quick though. With this chasing process, like I said, you'll see it in different formats. She might chase you where she wants validation, so she changes her actions, she's moody. She might chase you in the form of, okay, well, I might flat out like be desperate. You know, I want you back. But it's always gonna be how you pay attention to it. So let's just talk about chasing you in a desperate way. When rejection really hits a woman, she gets more obsessed with the idea of proving the point of it didn't bother her, or you know what, it can't. So in other words, if you reject her and she becomes desperate, she's obsessed because now she wants you to tell her that you could actually be with her. So yes, she's obsessed for those reasons, but her chasing strategy, when we talk about what she's doing now to try to just get you back, she's gonna show you desperate signs of how she needs you. This is the part where obviously manipulation happens, because it's gonna be, I will show you actions, otherwise I'll show you things that don't make sense really. And so you will believe this, I get validated, and you know, you probably will take her back and she won't even want you back. That's how the story really goes, if we just simplify so quickly. So she's seeking, yes, she's seeking just the chase to give her fulfillment. And then if you have, once again, if you have a relationship going on, then she's seeking still to get validation, to get yes and no's not happening. So let's just start off saying this. Rejection, it's kind of like a hard thing for anybody, right? Like even for a man, y'all are used to it. That's just the difference. But rejection is hard for anybody out here. So if we talk about women not being used to it and their privilege, you have to always, this is why I say stick to things all the way through. You always have to let her keep getting rejected. You always have to what? Stop the validation. You always have to absolutely make sure that she's not going so up in her head that she's feeling like, okay, well, I got rejected, you know, one time, but hey, 5, and which is true. 4 other times she didn't get rejected. So obviously that's not that bad, right? So it's kind of just looking at it as, okay, this woman has a point to prove for herself. But realistically, when you keep her around, or let's say you don't do rejection completely, she stops chasing or desiring whatever fulfillment that will be. And so it's kind of like she chased you and you know, she got you to message her back, and now it's boring, let me move on. Yes, but now if you get her to stick around or stay around, or basically let's say see interest in you, keep seeing interest in you, she looks at you and what she's actually feeling instead is, okay, you know what, it's worth it, or you know, I'm just gonna keep getting rejection, or I have to act right, or he's not with my games. That's just kind of like the other way some women play it. And they do that also because they know they have to act a certain way, or they know they're disrespecting you or doing something that they shouldn't be doing. So it's kind of like, well, now I have to start straining up completely. So if we're going to wrap up completely to say, if you stop basically giving the validation, yes, it's going to help you. But if you basically understand that rejection means that it has to happen like forever, then you'll get that, like, okay, how can you deal with this woman to make her understand that I'm rejecting you because you need to actually stop doing this? So it's kind of just down to, like, for all my fellas that really watch my videos all the time, when I say let her go, right? It's really down to, did you really let her go? So you'll only have her chase you for that second. And then the sad truth is that she already knew that you were a simp. So she just chased you for that second. And even then, it's kind of like, okay, well, you're going to fall for it. And she's still going to do it more and more so. But she just chased you, knowing for that second that you're going to fall for the tricks, the games. And so it goes like that for a lot of fellas, where you're getting rejected. Then maybe you'll apply what you need to apply to have things happen. But either she has something already in her head, she's moving forward with this, but realistically, it's really, she views you a certain way where you're only doing it now, or there's going to be a solution that's going to work in her favor. So back to you guys. If you stop, like, doing no contact, if you don't do the letting her go completely, all you're doing for yourself is proving to her exactly why she shouldn't have been messing with you, and why she could keep she could keep coming back around. And that's how you have to look at it. She could keep coming back around anytime. So rejection doesn't really stop at just rejection. It could actually be more so she actually fully lost you, and then now she's really chasing. So it's really like, do you really want her to chase you or really be heartbroken? Sometimes some of you fellas is kind of like, I'm not even going to put her through rejection, or rejection, I don't think it's good idea, da-da-da-da, and whatnot. But it's really, you're thinking about her, and then now it's like all these lame type of excuses are coming about. And you don't have to create that for you to feel like, well, I feel bad that she's hurting right now and I need to make sure I message her. And it's never, I feel bad that she's hurting me and she should be messaging me. So it's kind of like, yes, you got to start changing the tables around and whatnot. But how are you taking rejection? How are you allowing a woman to treat you bad over and over and over again? And it's kind of like, when will you, and this is how we could really, really wrap up. When will you get it that she's not going to change her behavior, but she's really chasing you just for the validation? So anyways, we'll say this though, on a positive note, if she is actually chasing you to really, really want you, maybe you do truly have something that she wants, then you got to get that she's going to start changing her behavior. Her actions will speak, because she knows what it takes to be this type of woman. She knows if she could. She knows if she should. That's how she's feeling. So that just simply means, do you choose to put up with it, right? But then again, you know, is it really worth it if she's changing maybe for the fake time period? Because sometimes you guys really end up just wasting your time after she acted right for a good amount of time and just said F it. And it might just be for the next guy that, you know, finally she been waiting for, that came around. Yes, it happens like that. So understand, you know, you can make yourself be important in her life, where you're rejecting her to put her in her place, or also rejecting her to get that, you know, I don't view you this way, or I don't feel this way about you, or also you can't do this with me. I don't take this from nobody. I don't tolerate this. So just overall, you're standing for something, but it's really, are you always gonna be that guy that's alpha enough to stand up? Are you always going to know that, okay, well, she's coming back to chase you, and it's really just because, you know, she wants the money, or because she knows that you're going to be there? And it happens the same thing, the same way, every single time, same cycle, same day, same hour, you're going through the same thing. And this is like referring to like double texting. Y'all are still not getting that you're chasing. If you would have went like the next few days, next week, without speaking to her for another whole week, she would actually start feeling ways. Or don't talk to her for a few days. That's a form of rejection as well, right? It's not just flat out, I don't want you, turning you down. But if you just don't speak to her, if you're neglecting her, you're having her really view you as in, okay, well, how could I fix this? Or why is this going on? So I really say this lastly, it's a problem for them that they have to deal with. And so many women choose not to want to, but unfortunately their emotions and their feelings, that's why you have her come back around and whatnot, go experience, grass is not green on the other side, but they'll still, you know, have to just go and really understand that, hey, it's either this way or that way. And it's only your job to really just do your part all the way, because it's really going to keep a woman around most times, or have her, let's say, the chasing keep going on for what again we said in this whole video. All right, so I thank you guys so much for watching until the end. If you haven't though, given this video a big thumbs up. You're really slacking on your girl. Make sure you do that, and please go ahead and check out all the links. Check out my page. I was gonna say website, but like I really want to say my consultations. Check out my consultations. Make sure you book. And fellas, lastly, my Patreon. I'm dropping more videos, especially this week, that will not be on here, so make sure y'all check it out. Bye, you guys.